Are you doing it? Are you clicking?
Each year, in celebration of the summer solstice, SOULstice Sisters host an annual Arts and Wellness Festival in North County, San Diego, California. Our 3-day festival highlights local BIPOC, women, and queer artists and wellness practitioners with events and workshops based around a meaningful theme. Past festivals have explored healing nature of play, reclaiming ancestral healing, cultivating sanctuary, and celebration of self. We collaborate with community members to build our festival program that includes creative expression classes such as dance, creative writing, and visual arts, wellness workshops like yoga, meditation, and sound healing, and performances by musicians, singers, DJs, spoken word artists, and dancers. Our festival aims to showcase diverse local creatives and how access to arts and wellness resources contributes to our social, emotional, mental, physical, and collective health. Join us this summer solstice for our 5th annual festival to create meaningful connections, try new avenues of creative expression, and build your personal soul care practice. We can't wait to see you there.
Hey
y'all. Guess what? It's June 1st.
We're back. It's festival season.
Outside season. Yes. It's so great to be back. How you feeling, Tony, on the first day of June?
Yes, it feels good. The weather's warm here in the DMV. It was sunny. And so it's bringing in that summer solstice energy.
Yes, summer solstice energy. Speaking of summer solstice energy and bringing energy and intention in, we want to start off by saying Happy Pride Month and Happy Black Music Appreciation Month too.
Oh, nice. Hey.
We're counting down to Juneteenth. We're counting down to the summer solstice. In our city of Oceanside, they also have a Filipino festival that happens this month. So we celebrating arts and culture and all things that are centered around cultivating community, around meaningful connections. And so as we reorient ourselves into this virtual SOULstice sanctuary, we just want to start off by our tradition by saying where we're tuning in from and what we're sipping on. I'll start off. I am tuning in from Oceanside, California, and I am sipping on some dark soda, sponsored by Signature Select, aka Albertsons.
Oh, I was like, what's that? Like, what is this one?
And I'm doing it in a cute little glass and a sparkly little straw. Fun fact, these straws were a part of one of our initial SOULstice Sisters events when we, 2019. This is circa 2019, Tony. Remember when we had our little sparkly straws?
Oh, that was back in the day.
That's back in the day, y'all. So that's and then I'm having a cute little outfit. I got this little dress. It's a dress, but I got it from our SOULtree swap that we had at Village Rock Shop this year. So that's what I'm rocking. And then Brother Benno's earrings. Yes, and hair pieces, hair clips that Tony gifted me from her collection because Tony loves whimsy. I love whimsy. Whimsical sisters.
Love that. Yes, so I'm tuning in from the DMV area. It's warm today, which is nice. I think once it hit June, then it's like, okay, now we can be warm. I'm sipping on some coconut water from Trader Joe's in my mug by my friend Diane, and it's blue, so it matches the theme of the festival.
Lovely, yes.
Then I have my pom-pom earrings, of course, that look like little mini worlds because we're reimagining new worlds. These are new glasses since I've been on live.
Same.
Are Warby Parker, but they're transitional, okay? Because now over 30 Club, I don't want to have to change from sunglasses to glasses. So when I go outside, these turn to sunglasses. And then I have my blue mascara on. You can't tell as much on the side. You can kind of when I turn.
I love it. I love it.
just my little rings and bracelets and stuff. And then my tried and true favorite graphic tee. If y'all know me in real life,
Yeah.
I wear this shirt down, but it has butterflies, which are my spirit animals, and then it has just like all these like very sultry colors, very sultry theme, and I think it says like live free or something.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Something like that.
Yes. I forgot. I just got new glasses too with a very strong cat eye. I'm getting used to it. The other ones are like a little bit wider, but this is, I mean, I like it. It's
Nice.
it's a statement eye. It's from I Buy Direct.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Mm. We added that color too, our blue color for our banners, because again, we'll be talking about our Summer Solstice Festival theme, and Tony loves intentional color. So I'll let Tony talk more about that. But I love a little shift and change with our color palette. I feel like Sultry Sisters, we started out with pink and yellow, then we ventured off to green, then we had an orange moment, and now we're having an orange and blue moment.
Yeah, we're kind of slowly venturing throughout the whole rainbow. Okay.
We love.
We have a few people joining from Instagram. So I try to put Instagram comment. If you're also joining live there, you can comment there, and you can share where you're tuning in from and what you're sipping on.
Yes, because we are hanging out. We're going back to circa 2020 when we did our every Sunday sultry hangouts, and we were just chatting, checking in. So in lieu of that tradition, we just wanted to start off with a quick catch-up session. Like, what have y'all been up to? What are some news? Does anyone want to share some news? Anyone want to update us on what you've been up to? I know I have some news to share because I've gone through a milestone in life, so I'd love to share.
Go for it.
Y'all, your girl is a master. She has joined the MFA club, the Masters Club, the Graduate Club. I graduated on May, what day was it? 17th. Was it 17th? No, it was the 14th. So I don't remember what day. On May 14th, on a Thursday, I was hooded and I graduated with an MFA in musical theater. So that is something I want to catch y'all up on for the past 2 years. I've been working on it through book clubs, through the festival. Y'all have heard many iterations of this chapter. So I just wanted to celebrate and share that with y'all and thank y'all for being a part of the journey. It's been nice to connect sultry to my artistry in every different iteration and chapter of the journey.
Yes. And so, yeah, if you want and you're tuning in live, or even if you're watching the replay, you can add little clap emojis, hearts, all that good stuff. And yeah, so even though it's a live and we're sharing, when you guys talk in the chat, we do uplift comments so we can put them on the screen if you're on YouTube or Facebook Live. And then if you're Instagram, then we just watch the comments there and then we'll like verbally save them because I don't think they transfer to the YouTube. So we have Sunny sharing, let's go, master baddies.
Yes. Speaking of Sunny, who's coming in the chat live, Pride by the Beach in Oceanside is happening this Saturday, June 6th. So definitely check it out, y'all. It's like a moment to experience in our hometown of Oceanside. Sunny is a part of planning entertainment and making sure that we are celebrating with high vibrations and really having a good time for the entire family. So it's a family-friendly Pride event. Again, it's highlighting our downtown arts district area. There's performances, there's an opening keynote. There are different activations. There's a silent disco happening, different activities to take part in. So we really, really recommend y'all, if y'all have want something to do this Saturday, check out Pride by the Beach. It's like how we love to kick off the month of June. Yes.
And I added it into the comments. So if you just go to pridebythebeach.org, you can learn more. And then they're also on social media. So definitely check it out. We're sad we're missing this year, but it's going to be so so much fun.
So much fun. I also want to share, I got my nails done today.
Oh, cute.
I got my, what? What are you laughing at?
You know why I'm laughing when we were talking at Denny's about the nails.
I don't even remember what we were talking about, but
You were saying how you're not a nail girly, and I'm like, but you keep getting your nails done every
they're
month.
natural. These are natural nails, and they're yellow because your girl is working on SpongeBob the musical.
Cute.
Yes, I'm working on the show, so I decided
Are they a
to.
cat eye? I can't see.
They're not cat eye; they're glittery.
Oh, cute.
There you go. See, they are
Nice.
glittery. So I know Tony's trying to be like, "You're not a nail girl." Like I said, I'm not a nail girly, and she's adding me because here I am with the 4th series of getting my nails.
Being like it's gonna be my last time.
Okay, y'all. So I was at rehearsal for SpongeBob, and someone come up to me who's a part of the lighting design crew, and was like, "I saw you play Gussie in Merrily. I just want to let you know you were serving Diva." And I was like, by that because I was like, that's the reason why I started getting my nails done, because I was playing a character who wore these nails, and so the era is because of I blame Gussie. I blame that character. She has not left me yet.
Now you've embodied Gussie.
Yes. So
nice. Well, I love it. I'm a nail person right now. I just have my natural nails because I'm waiting. Because then when it gets closer to the festival, then I'll put mine on. Yes. Yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Again, even if you're joining later, you can still comment below where you're tuning in from, what you're sipping on, or what you're excited about this as we're entering summer season, Pride Month, and all that good stuff.
All that good stuff. All that good stuff.
I'm like, what have I been up to? I don't know.
Yeah.
I've just been living.
Well, you literally just we're here. You were here in San Diego.
I was. Yeah. I forget because I go here, there, and every other week. But yes, I was in San Diego for Memorial Weekend because we had our workshop at Abrazo's Art Studio down in San Diego. Because we had a workshop with Space for Art, and we got to do our portals, personal altars as portals workshop. So if you went to the library when we did our Radical Soul Care series, when we did our Cultivating Your Sanctuary session, it's built upon that. And people really enjoyed it. We got to make little personal altar tins, and we talked about like why altars are important to us, how creating altars for yourself serves as memory work, but also like revering and honoring your ancestors, your spirit guides, your own self, right? Your higher self, your goals and intentions. And we tried out new craft materials. So we had these like textured papers, shells, new beads, all kinds of things, more like 3D things that we added this time. So everyone had such a fun time. I don't have mine near me, so I can't.
Mine's not in the room right now, but I will say it was nice to interact with people in our community that are, more south, because we were able to host it down in San Diego. So it was really nice to expand our reach and connect with folks who normally travel up north to our workshops and events. And then there's people who are in North County who came down and experienced a new art space. So that's the one thing that we love about being kind of like an air plant with not a brick and mortar like collective, is that when we share space and collaborate with other institutions and businesses, we're able to cross-pollinate. And we love pollinators, aka those butterflies on your shirt, bees, bugs, butterflies. So cross-pollination is at the core of SOULtree. So we love that opportunity to do that.
Yes, it was super fun. We enjoyed it. And that was like a teaser into what folks can expect for the full festival weekend at the end of the month. Because some folks, don't know that we do a festival, right? They're just coming, they see a workshop. And so it was nice to introduce folks to our annual festival that we have, to share more about us. Because during the festival weekend, we feature over 10 artists, wellness practitioners, healers, all that good stuff. And so we do have a few sessions, like a session each day, but sometimes people are like, oh, what about Sultry? And so this was a nice way to share more for like a whole session,
Mhm.
and then also just get people excited for the festival weekend.
Yes, making those initial connections. Speaking of the festival, should we segue into talking a little bit about this year's theme?
Mhm.
Sure. All right. So, for our fifth annual festival, the theme is radical reimagining, y'all. Mm, mm. I can't believe it's been 5 years.
I know. That's what's crazy. Our baby, the festival, is now in kindergarten. Okay. It's 5 years old. It's just walking, talking, hanging out.
Speaking of walking and talking, our friend, like my friend from college, Hope, I got to reunite with her yesterday and meet her kids for the first time because she had them during the pandemic, not like kind of around 2019. And so basically, her firstborn daughter Thea is the same age as Sultry. So
Oh,
her baby is the same age. Her eldest baby is the same age as our baby, and I believe her second baby is the age of the festival. I think it's so yeah. Isn't that wild?
that's funny.
That's really cool. So yeah, we call Sultry our collective baby, and yeah, where Sultry is 7 and 5. Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I said it like that.
I don't know why I said it like that. I'm just saying.
But yeah, so we celebrate our 7 year anniversary in January, and then our festival will be 5 at the end of June. And it's in North County. And so this year will be in Oceanside, so downtown Oceanside, which is super, super fun. Because, well, actually, that's a question in the Q&A, so I'm not going to get to that yet. But so we're in downtown Oceanside this year because we do pop around to different areas of North County. So sometimes we've been in Carlsbad, we've been in Encinitas, and back in Oceanside. Some years we've been in each of those throughout the whole weekend. But this year we'll be able to be in downtown Oceanside for the full festival weekend. And this year is really about enjoying and exploring what Oceanside, which is our hometown, has to offer. um, and with marking 5 years, we wanted, I mean, every year the festival is a celebration for us. Like, that's why we call it a festival, because it's a celebration. But we really wanted to just pour into the festival more and like be able to really see it grow, but then also just celebrate like how far we've come again for like nurturing and creating our baby who is now 5, which we planted these seeds
Mm-hmm.
in 2020, right? Or 2021,
Yeah.
2020, when we were at the huddle at You Belong Here. So it was a
That's a Nick
business.
Rock.
Yes, it was a business incubator where there was a cohort of us who came and we worked on our business, talking through ideas, learning skills, networking. And that's where the idea of having some sort of festival came about. But back then, we just had gotten into like virtual spaces. So we were doing lives online, we had a book club. We
Sultry
were
Sanctuary and online membership.
we were doing mindful movement things online. So we kind of had pivoted our community. And so even thinking about an in-person gathering that was big as a festival did seem different at the time, because a lot of the things at that time was like really small and intimate because of everything that was going on. And so we planted those seeds to have a festival. We didn't know how it was going to happen, we didn't know where. And slowly, things lined up, and our very first one was in downtown Carlsbad at Village Rock Shop at our friend Xenia's initial space. So the front was the crystal shop that most people are familiar with, but in the back there was like this big warehouse. So we had it there. We were small but mighty, and it just blossomed ever since. And like many of the artists have been with us for all of these 5 years. Some familiar faces, and then each year we bring on some new folks to welcome them into our community as well.
Mm-hmm. I feel like this is a 5 is a full circle moment. I mean, 5 is the number of change, but also when we think about the theme radical reimagining, it's reminding me as we like think about collective memory and looking back, and the Sankofa of it all. We created Sultry Sisters Collective to radically reimagine what radically imagine community building outside of just an annual festival, right? We wanted to have meaningful gatherings in our hometown that didn't have to be more on the spectacle side. And so when we decided to do our first annual festival, we really wanted to root it in radically imagining a festival that is intimate, that feels like a family reunion, that feels like, we can anticipate reuniting with different artists, different community members. And so as I think about our 5 years, I think we're continuing to do that. And so it's really meaningful to do that in our hometown of Oceanside, a place that has been very familiar with us, but at the same time is radically changing. Like the downtown area is radically changing. So for us, it's like, how do we reimagine reconnecting with the place that has changed? How do we radically reimagine connecting intentionally with our community, all those things? We'll get more into it, but that's kind of big, broad, macro strokes when I think about full circle moments for us as founders.
Yeah, and a quote that's grounding us in this year's theme of radical reimagining is by Angela Davis. So it's, you have to act as if it were possible to radically transform the world, and you have to do it all the time, right? So what we've been doing for the last 5 years with the festival, the last 7 years with Sultry and beyond, has been, like you were sharing, like reimagining our day-to-day lives, our communities, the spaces that we occupy, the spaces that we're not in, right? And reimagining what that means to us. And really also like reimagining what art and like creativity means, what
Mm-hmm.
wellness means. And so each year we kind of get further, dive deeper into what these things mean to us. And if you attend the festival weekend, we share more about like our journeys, kind of why we choose and curate these different modalities and activities and activations for the festival weekend, because it is very deeply personal for us. So like it's very much so like aligned with like what we're going through individually as Sultry Sisters founders, and as a community, right? Like as we're connecting with our community throughout the year. Usually, the theme, even before we announce it to the community, is very aligned. Like people have been talking about wanting to reimagine and create new things, right? Like, especially
Mm-hmm.
right now, what's happening in the US and across the whole world when we're seeing these larger systems and these greater institutions and spaces not being for us, not upholding equity and diversity and just wellness, right? Like they don't want us to be well. And so, like, how are we thinking about
Mm-hmm.
creating and like sustaining, but also protecting? I think the word I was looking
Yes.
for. How do we protect these things that we know that are true for ourselves while still having to navigate, the external worlds and spaces around us?
Mm-hmm. No, fully that. Because I fully think that a part of our protection is the power to imagine,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the is like when you think of recharging, reinvigorating, and remembering, like
Mm-hmm.
an empowerment practice. Imagining is what our ancestors have done, So I think that's at the root of liberation work and expanding on that. So I love that you mentioned that it's really an act of resistance.
Mm-hmm.
Reimagining is a resistance practice. And that's where we want to circle that around the theme, or that around the weekend, is like, this is a resistance practice. Imagining is not like a passive thing to do. It is a form of resistance, and it's not something just for the children. It's something for all of us to do. So kind of coming off the heels of the healing nature of play, that's more, reclaiming play as a practice, and being able to redefine that. Now, radical reimagining puts play into action, and when it comes to community and world building.
Exactly. It's about world building. It's about cultivating new, just newness, right? And like thinking of like going beyond what maybe we've been conditioned to think of what's possible for the future. And like really, again, kind of following what we were exploring last year, that play. So with imagination, right, it's just taking that even further or like kind of extrapolating it more. So
Mhm.
it's like, okay, last year we really got to more so like be present, be in our bodies, really tend to the like inner child, but we also talked about like our current adult selves, like what do our current adult selves want to do for joy, and that radical joy, that radical play. And so last year we got to be in that space, which I felt like was brought up
Mhm.
so much good like downloads and like felt
Mhm.
really good. And so this year we're like, okay, now that we've been able to tap into those parts of ourselves and that energy, right? That like generative energy, like how can we now use that to kind of rethink, and also when we talk about reimagining, like you said, is the Sankofa, is that it's not like we have to create something completely new out of like nothing. It's going back to the roots, right? That what's radical is grasping things at the root, which is also an Angela Davis quote.
Mhm.
And the root is that our ancestors, our foremothers, so like radical Black feminists and womanists,
Mhm.
Kawahi River Collective, many women in the Black Panther Party, and many others beyond, people in our own lineages, right, have forged the ways for us to be here, right?
Yes.
All of us to be in this collective space right now, we've had ancestors and elders
Mhm.
pave the way. And so when we're honoring those folks, it's like when we're doing the work that we're doing now, it's also about honoring those folks.
Yes.
And also the reimagining is how do we use that like memory that we have, and even if we don't know these stories of certain ancestors, that's okay. It's like in your DNA, right? Like it's in the
Ancestral wisdom, cultural wisdom. Yes.
but like even within yourself, like when you,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
when I think of like spirit, I think of like it's not
Mhm.
always that like an elder human person is passing down this wisdom, right? Sometimes you can be out in nature and you'll get downloads, like
Yeah.
honoring that kind of wisdom
Mhm.
and
Yes.
knowledge as well. So like we're really tapping into these different knowledge, ways and tools of knowledge, which we'll get into a little bit when we get even deeper into the theme
Yes.
and stuff and like kind of what's inspiring us. But yeah, the themes each year is really reflection and in conversation with not only our journey and what we're working through, but our community as well.
Mhm. Yes. That makes me think of like, I mean, I think I don't know if you're gonna want to talk about this now or later, like why you thought of this cobalt blue color because you talked about those maps, right? Or like
Yes,
those
a blueprint.
renderings. Yes, a blueprint.
Yes, great question. And yeah, so if y'all are joining live, or even a replay, you can drop any questions you have about the festival, about the theme, about the work that we're doing, about the community that we're building, and reimagining. You could drop it in the chat below. We'll answer them live if you're here now. And if you're watching the replay, we'll monitor the comments and comment then. But yeah, so with Sultry, I know y'all are usually familiar again with like the kind of mauvey pink and like the golden yellow, which we still love that and we still incorporate it. But each year I feel like we've been adding different colors, which has been
Mhm.
nice and playful. And so every year for me personally, I have a personal color. So people have like personal themes. I have that too, and like a word for the year. But I also do like a color of the year. So 2 years ago, my just like a backstory to get to how we're here now.
Yes.
So 2 years ago, my color was like a chartreuse green, and so you might have seen that kind of pour into our work in Sultry, kind of like the nature hiking things that we do, sustainable, sustainment. Then last year, my color of the year was orange. So I get a crystal bracelet each year too for my color. And so green is like heart chakra, orange is sacral chakra, so like creativity, birthing things, fertility. So like really that abundance and creativity is orange. And then this year, my personal color is actually this blue. And blue is the throat chakra, so like speaking your truth. It could also be connected to third eye. Third eye is a little bit more purple, but they sometimes can overlap with this kind of cobalt blue.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like speaking your truth. And especially, again, what we're going through in the US right now with like our government, just how, public systems are not really serving us. So it's like, how can we speak our truth for like what we're experiencing in the day to day? So that's kind of the color theory behind it. Also, with being throat chakra is like that release. So think of like, I don't know, sometimes where there's a lot of tension and you just want to like scream or you just want to exhale. So it's that kind of somatic experience as well with the color blue. And then how it relates to the theme. Because yeah, we take all these things and we love all these different modalities. So like color theory, chakras, astrology, and so
Numerology.
when we were thinking of with reimagining, the words blueprint came up because when you're creating things. So think of like an architect, right? They're designing stuff. And so there's the blueprint, the layout of what they're designing. And so SOULstice Sisters, we talk a lot about wellness ecosystem. That's like a popular workshop that we do with different folks and organizations. And we usually have it in like a circle where there's like 4 quadrants and you talk about like what creates your wellness ecosystem. And so I was reimagining that of like, oh, okay, we're designing, we're wanting to design new ways of being, of creating, of loving, of living. And another word that came up was cartography. And when you think of cartography, it's just kind of like how things are laid out, mapped out to whatever. You can kind of, there's like astrocartography, there's like geocartography. And for the festival this year, we're going to be talking about cartographies of care. So that's going to be part of like our session when we talk about the theme. But again, it's like, how are we map making? How are we designing? How are we creating the tools for ourselves? And a part of the color also was from like indigo. So this one is a little bit more bright than a typical indigo, but indigo has, or I'm aware of the
Yeah.
ancestral connections to indigo on our like African American and lineages from the Afro diaspora. So our ancestors, used indigo for dyeing fabrics. And sometimes in the fabrics, they would have these symbols or designs on the fabric. So when you think of patterns, right? Sometimes those would be used to tell a story, right? So that's that memory work where the fabric, whether that's a mud cloth or fabric they use for clothes, they're telling that story. It's like an act of preservation too, because that's like cultural preservation. And so it's kind of an ode to those practices and cultural, what is the word? Culture. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's also like our link to like denim as well, like our enslaved ancestors. So I think there's so much with the blue. There's so many layers that blue means to us and that we are infusing into our session as well as the curation of the festival.
Yes. And I think also with like even just me wearing these pom-poms right now, I think of blue with like water.
Life source.
Earth and like water. So like that flowy state, right? So like with radical reimagining, we're tapping into our like own flow, right? Like we don't have to go by these rigid systems and these boxes that we feel like we get put in or society puts us in, right? It's more of that like flow, that freedom. And also like just creating something like new and vibrant. I think this blue color to me is like visually just very like it pops. And so I think that's kind of the energy we're bringing into the festival
Mhm.
this year of like, again, doing something that's like a little bit different that flows, but also is very like in your face in a certain way. I feel like it's this blue is like in your face, but it's also more subtle than like a bright red. I don't know the colors
Yeah.
behind that. If y'all want to comment below what you might
It's
think.
yeah, it's also like a blues, like a calming, like a calming relaxation. You talk about flow of communication. It's also like protection, like if you think of the evil eye blue. So it's a
And
form of
down in the south, they use like haint blue is a thing, and
hmm
Louisiana or just like the deep south, and um,
yes.
tied to back in the antebellum and
hmm
enslaved
If
and
y'all watch Sinners, you see the blue with the yeah. So there's lots of layers, y'all. There's lots of layers.
yes. And so a lot of it is intentional, but a lot of it again is just ancestral where like we and spiritual where again I just am having these different downloads and I'm like, oh, this makes sense. Like, yes.
I mean, that's a reflection of being an artist, right? Like we're not only like uh leaders of this arts and wellness collective, we're also artists in our own right. And part of our creative practice is the curation of the festival and the curation. So it's not a mistake, Tony, that like these downloads happen and we plan it and it's like, oh yeah, because that's how it is like an artist. Like sometimes you're just in the work and it's not until we take these time to pull back that you're able to pull at the threads.
Yes.
We're
Yes.
weaving. When we're curating, we're like weavers.
Mhm.
A
Yeah.
web.
Exactly. Yes, a web. We're interconnected like a net. And yeah, that's why I like the visual of like the grid of like a blueprint too, or I guess like
Mhm.
I'm not really, my hands aren't really doing it justice. But
Yeah.
you'll see like on our call for volunteers and call for vendors, like I included that and like in more of the
Mhm.
visuals to come, some of these elements will be included. But um, so yeah, it's like sometimes these grids and these predetermined pathways could be helpful as guidelines and like a way of kind of knowing what's out there, right? Sometimes you want advice of like, oh, should I go right or left, right? And then sometimes if there's a path and you see like the right one has more, think if you're going on a hike and you see like the right one looks a little bit more like people have gone that way. Sometimes you're going to be like, oh, I want to go down that way because I want to go where people have gone because maybe that feels safer, or maybe you know that that's going to, or you feel like that's going to lead you to like a waterfall or something. But sometimes you're like, I want to go the other way. Like I want to go the path that's not as traveled.
Mhm.
And then sometimes you just are going to create your own path, right? You're going to just climb the tree instead. And that's what the festival weekend is about too. Is like we individually, each of us are the blueprint of our own lives, and you get to create the path and forge your own path for your own journey. And so, even though we're talking about reimagining, again, that radical element is like, what is the root for you? And like each of us, we might have very similar things that we're journeying through, but it still is going to look, it can look very different for us, and that's okay too. And we want to welcome that as well, that like even when we're redesigning and reimagining, it doesn't have to look the same, right? Like I know
Yes.
like things for me, like again,
Mhm.
I'm queer, I'm black. So like how I want my world, like the world I'm building and the world I want to live in might look different than someone else's.
Yes. I mean, I love what you're bringing up because like part of like being queer is like you grow up feeling resistant to like the path that most people have gone. You do feel
Mhm.
like this gut like a gut feeling of something else, and like that's also with the color blue. It's about intuition, like Tony was saying earlier, inner wisdom, and like it like blue represents deep connection to your gut feelings and your ability to know things without logical proof. So you were
Mhm.
talking about that too, right? Like it's there's ways to build, especially when we're talking about building an inclusive world that is that honors, you know, different intersectionalities. We can get very intellectual with it, which is great, as Tony and I are, you know, we studied in academia and learned, you know, public health and arts, but at the same time, empathy, being a human, and having that gut feeling of like the human condition and wanting people to be well because you have empathy. That does there's no need, like there's not, you know what I'm saying, there's no high level of that's actually a high level of intelligence that people sometimes like throw away, like, oh, I'm an empath. Like, no, that's a high level of an intelligence. When you are an empath, when you have a gut feeling, when everyone's doing something, you're like, this doesn't feel right, like that is. And so we're trying to also radically reimagine intuition and radically reimagine empathy from a place of, I'm going to take action versus throwing it away like, oh, that's too much, I'm an empath, you know, because I've used that in my past as a disarming myself, but I'm like, actually no,
Yeah.
this is a superpower. So we're also radically reimagining that as well.
Yes. Exactly. And with the festival weekend, again, we hope that if you're coming, you're able to journey through the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday programming because of all the amazing activations that we're curating. But even if you just come to one or like just different days or half a day, there's still a lot that you can get out of it, right? So like a lot of what we're talking about now on the live, those these themes, we will be exploring that through the different sessions that we have, but also like our performers who are, you know, singing and doing their performances, they bring that in. Our culinary artists
Yes.
will bring that in. Even our vendors, right? We intentionally curate the vendors that we have there. And so some of them, you know, the different offerings or products that they'll be sharing with our community also has this like essence of the theme. And so that's also what's really unique about the festival, or for the Summer Solstice Festival that we create, is that like it's like that the little minute things like add to the greater experience.
Everyone's in conversation.
Yes, and everyone adds their own flair to it, right? So like we have what we're sharing, but then other folks will have, you know, their own lived experience that they'll bring into it, what reimagining, radical reimagining means to them. So yeah, there's like a lot that the festival has. So that's why we're going live each Monday until the festival, because there's just so much to share. And we also just encourage you all, even if you can't come, maybe you're out of town that weekend, maybe you're not local to the area. We hope that you stay connected with us, and like maybe through the lives leading up that you'll just, you know, just learn more, and like maybe in the future if you can join, or if you just want to spread the word and share with people who you do know are in the area, because yeah, it's really fun, and obviously we're biased because we create it, but also it's just like a really good experience every year.
It is. So yeah, today's conversation was rooted in really launching the theme of the festival, as well as taking some time to look back and see how we are coming into our 5th year celebration. But we also want to make sure y'all know some ways to get involved, right? You might be watching this and saying, this sounds great. Like, I want to be more involved than just attending. Well, we have some options for you. One, you could become a volunteer. Yes, you can become a volunteer and work intimately with us. It's a great way if you're looking for ways to service the community in an intentional way. If you're curious about what it takes to put on an event like this is a way to learn as well. A lot of our volunteers have become part of our festival coordinators and friends. So it's a great introduction into working with us year round. And if you're on Instagram, y'all, you can go to the link in our bio and sign up, as well as our website.
Yes. And then for our vendors, we also have our applications there. And again, we just really intentionally curate the people who get to then. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have to have a product. So we've had folks last year do readings. We've had folks have more like sustainable items and or art.
Yeah.
So
Promoting programs.
yes, if you have like educational resources or information, because you have, community resources or community events you host that you want to share and you feel like our community would be aligned, I think that'll be great. So apply to be a vendor. Space is limited, but we really just want to kind of know what's out there, who's out there, what kind of offerings and services are available so we can, with the help of our vendor coordinator, we do have a team. Probably next week we'll be able to like share more about our team. So,
Yes.
but yeah, so definitely apply to be a vendor.
And then also you can become a sponsor. We have been able to be sponsored by various organizations and businesses. And so being a sponsor helps us to continue to do the good work that we do, continue to offer this festival to be affordable and accessible to our community. We pride ourselves in being able to like scholarship like over half of the attendees to our festival, and it wouldn't be possible without our festival sponsors. So you could give something in kind if you're a business. You can also give a donation of any amount to make sure that we can, produce this festival with a lot of intention and care.
Yes. And again, we want this festival to be accessible to our community. And so if you go to our website, sultrysisters.com/SS festival, you'll see that there's many ways to join the festival as well. So you can just buy a ticket if you are feeling abundant and want to join that way and really just attend and soak it all in. We have, again, what we said, the volunteer applications, but we also have a community arts and culture grant. And so if you are a local artist, healer, cultural worker, and want to get involved that way, we have an application on our website as well. And we have a BIPOC discount code. So use code BIPOC10 and you can get 10% off any of the tickets for the festival weekend. Next week, we'll probably go more into like the schedule of the weekend or what is there to expect to get you excited. But no, it's going to be fun. And so just get your tickets now. You can sign up or you just look on our website and you'll see like the full lineup or the schedule of events and like what to expect for each of the days.
Yes. I can't wait to continue. Like, I like that we have a series to really take our time with going in on all of these elements, but you can for sure learn everything on the website. Yes.
And we also have our past artists. So if you haven't been to any of the festivals before and you're like, okay, this sounds interesting, like what's going on? Go to our website, sultrysisters.com/SS festival. And you can even see our previous artists from last year. And you'll be able to see kind of like, oh, who was there, kind of what their sessions were like. And because again, each year it kind of flows into the next year. And so they build off of each other, the different sessions that we've had. So if you go to the website and you're like, ooh, this is my jam, then you'll definitely want to get your tickets now. Okay. Y'all missed out on the early bird sale, but there's still, our tickets are still a really good community rate. And again, we have the community arts and culture grant, the scholarship. So we don't want to turn anyone away because we want you all to join us.
Yes. Should we do a quick festival Q&A before we like to wrap up? Yeah. All right, y'all, we're entering the last part of our Sultry Hangout Festival Countdown, which is our Q&A. So if you have any questions regarding the festival, feel free to drop your comments below, whether you're watching on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Let us know if you have any burning questions about the festival. It could be about schedule. It could be about more about the theme. Let us know.
Yes. Oh, a comment I wanted to uplift on Instagram. So BJ's tuning in and says that the Friday mixer is always fire and this emoji and 100. Yes, thank you, BJ. Yes,
Yes.
the mixer is a fun time. So we have a Friday mixer and a Sunday mixer. Next week we'll go all into like the scheduling and like what to expect and the lineup. But yeah, the Friday mixer is always fun because there's like live performers. It's a fun time. You get food, and it's a way for us to like meet y'all, and for folks to kind of like get situated, because sometimes if you go to like a conference or a summit, it's very like, okay, now you're just at this table and you're like listening to panels and people speaking, and you don't always get a chance to like connect first. You're usually like in the like info of it all and like the knowledge sharing,
Mhm.
and then you're able to like network and connect later. I feel like usually they have the mixers and like the fun activities later, but we reimagined what we wanted ours to look like, and we're like, why not have that in the beginning? And so that's going to be super super fun. So we do commonly get the question, why summer solstice? Okay, so do you want to start?
Yes. Why summer solstice? Well, it's one of our favorite seasons of the year. Summer solstice it marks the longest day of the year when we have the most sun
Mhm.
outside. Energetically, it's inviting to try new things. Tony was talking earlier about like that sacral chakra. So it's all about connecting to creativity and being an arts and wellness collective. We want people to have time to indulge in their creative practices and their healing practices. So, what better season than to really dive into it than summer when you have the most time in the day? It's when you can still get off of work and there's light outside. We love that. It's when you open your eyes and it's already light outside. We love that. So,
Yes.
it was a time of the year that is really energetically calling to us. Do you want to add to that, Tony?
Yeah, and so the summer season also has more of that like yang or yang action energy. So I know in like conventional society, January is like when people want to set their new goals and new intentions for the year, but that's in the middle of winter. So a lot of times you're cold, you don't want to do anything, you don't want to go outside, you're feeling, your mood is like, seasonal affective disorder, you have sad mental health conditions a lot of the
Mhm.
time. I be going through that. Um, and so sometimes that can feel like forced to like create new or like want to change things up when your body is really sort of trying to hibernate, right? Like nature in the winter is hibernating. She is protecting herself and just at a state of being like not trying to produce. And so if you felt like if you've ever felt like, oh yeah, January doesn't speak to me for like new goals and goal setting, then yeah, the summer solstice might be for you. And so the Summer Solstice Festival, we intentionally plan it to where it's near the solstice. So I think 2 years out of the festival, we have
Yes.
had it on the actual festival, the solstice weekend, so the weekend of the 21st. But this year, honestly, it's like Father's Day is Juneteenth. We were like, you know what? We also want to enjoy
Yes.
those dates.
I get that.
So we're like, okay, we'll do the last weekend of June, but we're still having that solstice energy. So it's a great time to manifest, right? So during the different sessions, we're going to be, setting new intentions, reflecting on the past seasons, what we want to bring into the new summer season. And then it's also a time where you might want to be more social, right? So it's like warm, like you said, it's warm outside, the sun's out. So you might want to be at the mixer, you might want to be
Yes.
dancing and creating and doing all of this. So it might just feel a little bit more natural than other seasons. And then also, well, and we say soul, Soul, because we're the soul tree sisters. So, everything is connected back to the source, the root of it,
Yes.
which is soul tree.
Yeah.
Um,
And
and
this
go ahead.
and the center of like what we do is like our connection as sisters and our connection to our community. So like the solstice celebrates community, and a lot of like for a lot of us, like our dad's side from Houston, our family, they do a lot of reunions in June. So like it's also tied to our ancestral tradition of June is a time where our ancestors had the time to visit like family during the summer months. So again, it's time. We have there's more time to be intentional with who you're spending your time with.
Yes. And something that we practiced at our 7th-year anniversary for Sultry this January, we had a cake, but instead of just having it to celebrate Sultry, we had everyone write little notes of what they were celebrating. So that's also like the spirit of the Summer Solstice Festival, where we invite everyone to bring in the celebratory energy of whatever you are celebrating. So whether that's you got the weekend off to be at the festival, whether you're celebrating, a new job, a new relationship, new project, like a craft that maybe you started and got to share at the festival, new ideas, right? So like throughout the weekend, you might get downloads. You might create something new that you never thought you'd create before, that you never thought you'd share. Some people end up sharing at the end of the weekend. But this is that energy, right, where we're able to celebrate in community. That's really important to us. And again, when we talk about soul care, it's mind, body, soul, and community, that collective. And so our festival really embodies that, where, we have things that are stimulating the mind. We have things that are tending to your body, whether that's food from the culinary artist or a mindful movement practice. And then the spirit, right, when we're talking about, honoring our memory, Sankofa, connecting to our cultures and our heritage and our own identities and practices and ritual. I think that was the word.
Performance is lifting up our spirits. Yes.
And a ritual, right? Like we've been doing this for 5 years now. Rituals are things that you do repetitively, that you put intention in. And that's what the festival is for us. It is an annual ritual where we get to come in and be with our community. And yeah, we are into astrology and Mama Nature. And so we want to honor Mama Nature. And, when she is calling us to celebrate and be outside, why not?
And like, just like we uplift chosen family, we also uplift chosen tradition. And part of us being sisters, Sultry Sisters, like, is a expansion of family traditions, but also a remix of what we would like to leave as our legacy. As far as ritual. Yes. And then one more, do we have time for a couple more questions?
Yes.
Why North County? Why North County, San Diego? Anyone think why? Why the NC SD?
Yes. Yeah, so put in the comments if you have some ideas onto why we intentionally want to have our annual festival in North County. If you're not really familiar with San Diego, North County encompasses like Oceanside, Carlsbad, Escondido, Vista, Encinitas, and more.
Yeah.
Those are like the common ones that we have had, like,
North of the 52.
Yeah. Exactly. So that geographically is where it's at. And so, yeah, if you're like, what is this North County? That's where we are. And then we are from Oceanside. So we're from the coastal city or city of Oceanside. And for us, wait, does anyone? Okay, no one has shared, so we'll share.
It's not like for me, if I were to answer, it's like, why North County? It's like our love letter to where we're from. And like a lot of people will say to me when I'm like, oh, I'm from North County, San Diego, they're like, are there any like Black and brown people over there? Like, they'll say that, generally speaking. People who aren't from San Diego will comment on that. And so part of our reason to be in North County is to like raise visibility that there's artists and healers and wellness organizations and that are of our identity that are doing great work. So we're choosing North County to highlight what already exists here, and also to call in and amplify and expand on having queer and BIPOC representation in the arts and wellness industry. So that's why we choose North County, because we are from here and we think that you shouldn't have to travel far to be in a place that you feel like you belong and you can fully express yourself. And we wanted to do that in our hometown. It's like, and we're not saying that we're the first, we're saying we're one of many. That's why it's a festival, because we're highlighting ourselves and the many organizations and individuals who are doing great work in our community. So it's like we wanted to continue to build on this network, this web, this interconnectedness, and just amplify and highlight.
Yes. And especially when it comes to art and wellness, because like even in Oceanside or North County, like they'll have a lot of like cultural festivals. They'll have a lot of like, for Juneteenth or for specific, other
Yes.
groups and identities, but there's not always one specifically on like art that isn't the way we do art in Christian. So it's not just selling art. Like we're really about experiencing and having these activations that you yourself are also
Communal.
participating in the art, and you are an artist throughout the weekend when we're in these sessions. It's not just like you're a voyeur and like watching art or like witnessing other people do art or do wellness activities. Like you are a part of it. And we felt like that, especially in North County, San Diego was not available and it wasn't accessible. So like even if they had things, it would be come with like a really high price tag. In San Diego in general, like a lot of wellness and art things come with the price tag. Even if you want to go to certain museums, like not on the free days, they all cost. And so that's something that we wanted, was like an accessible, more affordable way for our community to experience these things, and for it to be, like you said, led by queer, trans, BIPOC folks from this area as well, right? Because then when you go to bigger conferences, sometimes they bring in these keynotes from a whole other country, which that's great for certain other things, but for us, we wanted to uplift the folks who are right here, who many of them who are our friends, but also they're just amazing artists and healers and talented, knowledgeable, wise people. And we're like, why not uplift that? So that's also why we choose North County, because I guess, for lack of better words, a lot of us are slept on here. um, and then again, we don't always have the spaces. And so we have radically reimagined the spaces and venues we've used since the beginning, right? We were in the back of a Crystal Shops warehouse. Who would have thought to do a festival there? I don't know, but we did, and we loved it, and our community came back. And so sometimes we're in formal art institutions, like we are for the first 2 days of this year. Sometimes we're in public spaces like the library. Sometimes we're going to be outside, like day 2 of this year, we're just going to be in nature. And so I think that's what's special about our festival too, is that we really kind of just reimagine like what these things can look like for ourselves, for our community. And I think that's what people also really enjoy, is that it's not like so cookie cutter, like it's really refreshing on like how all the different artists and wellness practitioners like bring in their unique flair when we're here in North County.
Yes, exactly. This is
I guess I was going to say, for accessibility as well. This year we're excited to be in downtown Oceanside because, well, since I'm in the DMV now, like I go bi-coastal, but when I'm on the DMV, I don't have a car, so I rely on public transportation. And so something that we've started to prioritize with Soul Tree is having things that are more so accessible by public transit. So in downtown Oceanside, we're close to the transit center. So there's access to public buses, the Sprinter, Coaster, Amtrak. So it's more so accessible to folks who might not be relying on cars, especially right now with the prices of gas going up.
And our festival ends at times you can still take a train and a bus back to where you're going. You can also just stay in town too, but we're just saying, like, because of Tony's experience living in the DMV area, she really brought that personal experience of accessibility. And we love that because we have folks in our community who are based in San Diego who also rely on public transportation. So people always say like, oh, you can find a place, east of the 5, but the reason why we're close to the west is because of the train and the bus and the transit systems are just easily accessible for folks. And we've had these also carpool groups work together too. When it's off of the 5, it tends to be easier. So again, a lot of what we program is with the intention to make sure you have a spot here. If you want to be here, we're going to make it so you are here. So let us know if you have in our form for registration. Once you register for the festival, we do have a question, say, how can we make this accessible to you? Do you have any access needs? And the sooner you get that to us, we will provide that for you. And that's what has informed our festival to expand. But we'll talk more about that in next parts of our live in a series.
Yes. And then people also come down from LA. Some people come up from further south in San Diego, Orange County. Some people even came from out of state. But so we do feel like North County is a little bit more accessible also for the folks coming down from LA and Orange County. So yeah, it's kind of like the sweet spots. Again, we're from Oceanside, but still I think it's a great like for accessibility via like all the transportation.
Yes. We did have a question come in from BJ, William Robinson. What kind of platform should I have for the festival with vendors? Okay, so BJ is going to be one of our guest artists and one of our vendors too. So that's a great question. When it comes to payment, you choose the payment in which you want to be able to accept. It's best, we advise being able to accept multiples, so you're able to get that business. But a really great person, which we'll announce more of our team next week, would be our vending coordinator. We'll be able to really answer those detailed questions, but hope that's helpful.
Yes. Just speaking from past experience, I think last year our vendors, most of them had like a QR code where you would scan and then you'd pay that way. So either like one of the tap to pays, so like a Cash App, Venmo, or Zelle situation. They might have Apple Pay as well. And I know for Sultry we use like a scan. It goes to either Venmo or PayPal. And then also if you like buy our merch through our website, then you could just put like your credit card info that way. For cash, I think next week we'll have a better answer for that because I think it depends on the vendors, like how much cash they might have if you need change, especially now that the penny is going extinct, I guess. I've been seeing a lot of times.
Electronic pay is probably going to be the easiest and the best.
Yeah. We can follow up in the next lives to clarify that. And then also going into the festival week, we do send out an email to all the attendees and the artists, vendors, or people going to the festival with information on like where to park, public transit, what to bring. And we can include also like once we formalize more of like the payment systems, we can share people like, oh, the vendors are going to be like electronic or there will be cash. So we'll be able to share that to the attendees when we get closer as well. But that's a great question. Thank you.
Yes. And then we'll do one more question from Sunny in the chat and IG. Will you have new merch dropping for the 5th year?
Yes.
We
glad that you asked. Yes. Actually, I wanted to put that on here as one of the points, but we just were talking about all the amazing other things. But yes, this year we were working with Giselle Custodio again, who did our other design of our 5th year anniversary t-shirt. So the one that looks like the I Spy Sultry, and then on the back had the Live Vibrant, Shine Bright. So we are doing a new design that's an ode. Yes, an ode to the 5 years of the festival. And it's very sultry and it's also very radical reimagining. So we are super excited for that. You'll be able to get your goodies at the festival. And then if you aren't able to join, then we'll have it similar to our merch now where you can buy online and then you either pick it up local pickup or we send it to you.
Yes. So this has been fun, y'all. It's been fun to hang out. We'll be doing this 3 more times leading up to the festival. So if you weren't able to ask your question, definitely drop it in the comments or just join us next week. We'll be talking more about the festival lineup, our coordinating team, and showing you our merch design to get you excited to buy some of our merch at the festival.
Yes. And so, of course, we love doing all that we do for our community, but it wouldn't be possible without the donations and support from our community. So you can go, speaking of electronic payment, you can go to at SoulsticeSisters Sisters on Venmo and PayPal to support our work. Any and all donations are helpful to continue to sustain our programming. So not only our annual festival, but if you also just make a donation or become a monthly donor, that supports our ongoing programs. So like when we go live and do our book club, when we do our hangouts, when we do our Step and Stride challenge, our Soul Flow mindful movement classes, and all the above. We do it all, y'all. But
especially our community that's not like, if you can't make it because of different conflicts or you're out of state, your donation is great because then we're able to pay that forward to somebody who wants to come too, like who can be there. So again, you can pay it forward or you can just purchase some of our merch coming soon. So there's definitely ways to, show out for this community and also rock our swag so people know that you're a part of the Soul Tree fam.
yes. And if you, like you said, if you're not able to come, but you want to support, yes, you could definitely purchase a ticket and you can email us and let us know that you want that ticket to be donated to our Soul Tree Fund and for our scholarship and our community arts and culture grant. So that's fine too. If you don't want to just go straight to Venmo, if you want to go through the ticket route, so you like know the exact price points of like how to cover a ticket. So that's fine. Or again, if you want to donate in kind items, if you have anything that you feel like you think would be great for the festival after listening to our theme and what is in store, we're also open to that. And if you want to donate your time and be a volunteer, we're also open to have you on our team.
Yes. All right, y'all. We'll see you next week.
Yes, we'll see you then. All right. Bye.
Bye.